Okay, so this is going to be the second lesson on title and subtitle. In this case, in this lesson, I'm going to give you a real world example of what I am talking about with a case study. So we're back here on the Amazon bestseller. We are in spirituality. We talked about that you get ideas from here, like for here, emotional intelligence. We talked about empath. We looked at the title and subtitle for that on the last lesson. So as I'm just going through this, we saw a book on empath. And I'm scrolling down here. Here's another book on empath. And here's another book on empath, right? So number 30, number 25. And this is the top 100. So far, this is the top 50. We found 3 books on empath. If I go to the second 50, from 50 to 100, let's see if we see any more books on empath here. Here's number 65, The Highly Sensitive, Judith Dyer, another book. So my point is here, when you're doing these exercises, you're looking for stuff that people are wanting, right? Here's another book, number 91, Thriving as an Empath. And here's another one, number 98. So we found a couple of books, and you have to understand that you want to put in the marketplace stuff that people are looking for, right? You're not going to overcomplicate this. Your title is going to be empath, and then you're going to get your subtitle done. Another technique is for creating your subtitle is once you have the book written and it comes back to you, you look at what the author came up with, the table of contents, and then you create your subtitle based on that. So let's get right to it. I'm going to give you an example of how this works in the real world, right? In the real world. So if we type empath up here, results 1 to 16. This is the first page of empath. I'm going to show you an example here. Okay, the sponsored ad here in the middle of the page, this is my book, and we're going to get into this book here shortly. This is just a paid advertising on page 1 for my book. That's page 1. Going into page 2, I'm trying to find my book where it ranks organically without it being a sponsored ad, without me paying for an ad. So it's not on page 2. Let's go to page 3. Just trying to give you okay, so here on page 3, it's these are 2 ads, sponsored and sponsored ad. The first book on page 3 is my book. So let's analyze this and go over the lesson. The title of the book is Empath. The subtitle, A Guide to Overcoming Fear, Anxiety, Narcissist, and Energy Vampires. I think we spoke about most of these words when we were looking at the titles and subtitles to empath in the last lesson. Let's click on the book. I want you to see that this book was published back in May of 2019, and it's still selling pretty well. The BSR is almost less than 100. It's ranking pretty high in all 3 categories. Let's go to audible.com. I'm going to refresh here. If you type in empath, there are 700 books competing, right? As soon as you type in empath, 1, 2, 3, 4, here's my book ranking really high for the word empath. Again, title and subtitle, pretty simple. Nothing overcomplicated, and the book is doing well. Let's take it one step further. The book was published back in May 19th. Here's May 19th. And these are the sales. I want you to notice a couple of things here. Wasn't great off the bat, right? Only $76 the first month, partial month. The second month, $163. Then $226, $377, back down to $204, $298, etc., up to the $900, $752, and so on and so forth. So a couple of lessons here. Lesson number 1. The book has done so far over $6,000, right? The lesson here, we don't publish books. We hope that a book takes off immediately, right? And we have tremendous sales. But you're building a portfolio that this scenario happens, that you recoup your money. So I recoup my money here, let's say in the first 3 months, total investment on the book, or maybe 4 months. And then look at all this money that the book is continuing to generate. So last month I did $294, and so far this month it's done $74. So imagine you had 10 books, 15 books, 20 books, 50 books that are doing this, and you don't have to do anything anymore. You just have an ad up and make sure that it sells for the next 5 years, right? The point of the lesson is that what I'm teaching you is, you know that there was demand for empath. We confirmed that a couple of ways. Even though the analytics on the Kindle Spy wasn't great, you know that when you look at the overall picture, the overall data, there is demand. All you're doing is you're providing a product that has the title that people are looking for, a title that makes sense, a subtitle that makes sense with the title, and you're producing a cover and obviously a book that is in quality, and that is a quality book that people are looking for. This is not a scam. You're just producing a product to the marketplace that people are searching for. Throughout the course, I'm going to sprinkle examples like this to show you on different niches. I've published in a lot of different niches, and this is just one empath book. I have many empath books, right? And they all do pretty well. So this one has done pretty well, and just wanted to give you a real life example. I'll see you on the next one.